Two sides now preparing for action. Look at the bench. The substitutes will be in full use today. An all-Japanese refereeing crew. Yuichi Nishimura, the man with the whistle. As we are just moments away. Mentioned the fact, Ray, that coming off of a Super Classico defeat against Brazil, maybe putting just a bit more pressure on Argentina. So find out what they will face today from this Hong Kong side. The 24-year-old Yap will be in net. Nagelin, Lee, Huang, and Agbo, the naturalized Hong Kong left back. Chung and Zhu, Shu and Shan on the flanks, and Lee and Gottfried Karikari will be now up front, trying to score against this new-look Argentina. Karikari, as I mentioned, the Ghanaian now getting his 7th cap for Hong Kong today, wearing the number 18 in the center. Andy Nagelin, the number 5 German heritage, actually started his career in Nuremberg, but now playing in China with Hunan after making the move this past off-season. Here's what Argentina will come up with. The Tigres man Nahuel Guzmán in between the pipes. His ex-Newell's mate Vergini joining Otamendi in the back line. Roncaglia returns. Vangioni on the flanks. Gago and Gaitán. Pérez and Banega with Pastore in support of Gonzalo Higuaín. And Ray, as you mentioned, this is not the side that was out there against Brazil, not the side that was out there in the World Cup, but this is still a quite impressive side for Argentina.
Yeah, it's all full of classy players. Gago, the Boca Juniors player, anchoring that midfield. And Pérez, of course, wonderful Enzo Pérez in the World Cup. Gaitán, the midfield is wonderful, and the two players up top. It'll be really interesting to see how this man holding the ball can finish off his chances. As Kim Pangon looks on, he'll be a little disappointed. There's a lot of the fans in the stands will that there's no Messi, the 4-time World Player of the Year, on the bench in cotton wool, but sure to make an appearance for Tata, and he will be coming into massive applause, of course, if he does get his start.
And underway, the blue-clad Argentina, the red-clad Hong Kong. Centennial match for the Hong Kong Football Association in this stadium. Moving from right to left, Argentina, and quickly into the attack, looking for Pastore. Stepping up, Enzo Pérez, back for the PSG man. Shies away a bit from that challenge from Chan, and it will go out for a corner. Chan wearing the captain's armband, the veteran 32-year-old who plays his season on this very pitch for South China. Kim Pangon's old side now in charge of the national team.
Yeah, good crowd as well, Phil. Let's see the
blasted low and bangs off the defense. Pastore again out wide. Gaitán, the Benfica man, squirreling around the challenge. Pérez dribbles through and got around Lee, but lost possession. Cut to the inside, and Zhu back, given away under token pressure. Higuaín down the far side. Roncaglia.
See the playing surface a little bit slick, being well watered, a little bit of rain before this game. And players having to adjust a little bit to the speed and the pop of the ball. Seems to be a slippery surface and giving a little bit underneath of the footballers, but you see the way Argentina starting to get their syncopated rhythm going and putting pressure on the back line. As I was saying, wonderful turnout in a lot of ways, Phil. The ticket pricing has been all over the shop in a lot of ways, but we're expected to sell out of this 40-odd thousand stadium, but it'll be around about half full, and they still feel as if they can make money. Look out.
Given away. Chan trying to dribble his way out of the back. Quickly out wide. In the center is Higuaín. Deflected high by Wisdom Agbo and into the arms of his keeper, Yap.
Yap's country, Hong Kong, came on a nice upward trajectory, let's just say. Been good investment putting into the clubs and the infrastructure, the competitive league, and looking at the national representatives as a really upward moving outfit. They're still ranked way low in FIFA 164 compared to Argentina's #2. I think that devalues Argentina.
Little tuck to the inside by Pérez, playing it back.
It's a lovely ball. A lovely first time pass by Gago.
Now a chance on the break for Lee Wai Lim. The veteran, though, dispossessed as Pérez a little ferocious. As I mentioned, Argentina saying, give us a bit of patience. Zabaleta saying, don't judge this new look Argentina based on just one game.
Well, I don't know. Oh, people can be as cynical about this team that arrived at the World Cup final imperiously, did wonderful football for me, and I still believe if Di Maria had been in that team, Phil, Argentina would be champions.
Not the only one. Ball drives it across, headed clear again by Chan.
Lovely control.
Top of the box, looking to turn Banega. Little tuck out wide from Gaitán. The cross deflected away. Roncaglia will get there again.
Enzo Pérez there, beautiful with his first time touch, and then a lovely little kiss ball from the Benfica man, trying to set up his forwards. Nice inventive play.
Hong Kong trying to extend its unbeaten streak to 3. Tying Singapore in Singapore, then winning at home, ending a long losing streak. Meanwhile, talk about what have you done for me lately? Not only just getting to the World Cup final, but Argentina in the first match under Gerardo Martino beats the champions Germany by a 4-2 scoreline.
Impressive as well. A fair result all in all.
Pérez again winning it free for Banega, back to Gago.
And against Brazil, first half hour, Argentina played some wonderful, wonderful football. Of course, the planets were all out of alignment that night, strangely, because that man there missed a penalty. So there was something going on in the cosmos, I believe, Phil.
A disruption in the force?
Something about it, yep.
Ball back for Agbo.
But credit Brazil, a lovely counter-attacking team under Dunga. Yet to concede a goal. And fair dues to the Canarino. It was a good game, entertaining game. There's wonderful opportunity for these fans, and especially the red shirt players playing against some of their revered players that they look at and have been admiring for so long. And massive exclusions, of course: Sergio Aguero, Angel Di Maria, Javier Mascherano, Zabaleta, Rojo, Di Michelis, and of course Leonel Messi. But it's worth the price of admission just to come here and watch the lads warm up. Isn't it? There they are.
Maybe see a bit of them in the second half. The ball headed clear.
See Di Maria there. You can see the class actually oozing out of his ear holes, playing wonderful football for Manchester United. You know what they've got in him, an absolute Koh-i-Noor diamond.
And here's Pastore, who's finally living up to the potential that people saw years ago.
Well played again.
Pérez.
He's been absolutely superb, Pérez.
Out wide. Gaitán sneaks it to the top of the 18. Higuaín stripped away by Gottfried Karikari. The Ghanaian playing some defense.
Well played, Karikari.
Came over to Hong Kong in 2002. Finally naturalized and now plying his trade in Beijing. Good look at Martino. As we talked about, best start in Barcelona history. It's just one of those books you really didn't want to read the end of. Back in charge of Lionel Messi and Mascherano and company, now with Argentina. And it does seem like a perfect match. Mentioned the Newell's look with Vergini and Guzmán getting the starts here today. Vergini his second cap, Guzmán his debut. Of course, we really haven't seen much of the Tigres man. Hong Kong back on their heels here in the early going. A bit warm, temperature just under 80 degrees in this Hong Kong night. Trying to burst forward his lead. Ball into the middle for Yuichi. Shu out wide. Kari maybe with a second effort does get the ball back. And then tripped up, drawing the foul. Good hustle getting Gaitán nipping at his heels. Off the restart.
Good hold-up play here on Kari and Gaitán a little bit too reckless and aggressive there.
Guzmán does get the touch. Rifles it out near side again. Pastore cleaning up the mess. Back to Otamendi. What a start to Otamendi's Valencia career. Is now they're challenging up top in La Liga. Good idea on the ball that kicks off the heels of Higuaín. Now back to Banega.
Not a bad ball, just missing his target. Banega. Yeah, story like that one.
Sweeping it across. Vergini, good passer of the ball. Now with Sunderland. Took him a while to get his feet in England, but playing well this year. Poyet quite confident in what he has there.
Yeah, tremendous pickup by the Black Cats. Rumours about him going to Barcelona, Phil.
Chipped inside, cleared away by Wang. And you kind of wonder how Martino in his debut season would have gone with Barca if they would have been able to get Vergini as another center back. Tucked wide by Zhu. Up the line, but unable to keep it in. Nahuel.
Well, it's clear to Leo and the lads that this team not going to go quietly, not going to roll over and have their tummies rubbed. This Hong Kong side, as we said, plenty of experience all over the team. It may not be the highest caliber quality thoroughbred footballers, but they've been playing the game for a long time. Virtually all of them towards the end of their 20s and early 30s.
Well, driven all the way across. Well, Ray mentioned this is the centenary. They actually were founded in 1909, but officially organized in 1914. Some 40 years later, joining FIFA and the Asian Confederation. Gago slotting in between the two center backs. Vergini up the line for Roncaglia. Back heel from Gaitán. Roncaglia bursting inside. A collision with Nahuel.
It's a good challenge here. Comes across nicely. Andy Nahuel on the Hunan billows. A 33-year-old times it to perfection. Right there. Big toenail gets it out of dodge.
From the corner, headed high into the air. Snapped away, but again the blue shirts getting close. Appeared to be a handball and finally whistled against Roncaglia. Playing it back.
Nice play.
Sneaking it out for Shu, but dispossessed in the midfield.
Oh.
Playing it across Vangioni and unable to control it. Gaitán. Again, Nahuel outside of the boot. Good idea.
Yeah,
Could
trying to
Kani
play
get
the
there?
right type of ball. That ball from Lee out of the back was a nice ball into Gu, but just dispossessed. The confidence to play the right ball is there from Hong Kong. It's just the lack of technical ability. Not like this man.
Higuaín
That's magic.
scoops
Brilliant.
it over. Pastore denied.
What a
Yap
save.
throwing his body in front to block it.
Fabulous from the 24-year-old Eastern man. Yap stands up. It's all down to Gonzalo Higuaín's brilliance here, though. Setting up a beautiful opportunity for Javier. Lovely touch to control, and he cannonballs this one, and well spread out by young Yap. It was superlative football by this man. Watch this ball. Big scoop of ice cream from Gonzalo, but Pastore kind of put the cherry on the top.
Approaching the quarter hour, back for Gaitán. Still in play for Banega. Little stutter step against Lee. Roncaglia. Higuaín dispossessed nicely.
Again,
Ghanaian to Ghanaian as Agbo finds Kari, who's tripped up on the break. Play on, says the ref.
I think it was a good call by the referee. Just felt as if the slight tackle nudged it away before taking the player down.
Pastore had a bit of a languid reputation in style and in personality, but seems to be a little bit more focused this year.
Oh, I think it's a lot more focused, Phil, for PSG. They're really having some rough times with Laurent Blanc and the rest of them, but as the super duper stars look on, you know that Pastore has hit a beautiful groove of form. None more so than that man, though. Di Maria absolutely illuminating Old Trafford with some absolute dazzling football. Didn't take too long for him to handle the wet nights in Stoke. There's pure Argentinian class rising to the top from the wonderful Angel.
Maybe just temporarily, but I guess you could even argue that Di Maria has taken over the mantle of this Argentine side a bit. Of course, Leonel Messi, we've seen it with Barcelona. I think he's realized no matter how good you are, you can't win everything by yourself. What was the line that was said? That Messi will truly become dangerous when he realizes he doesn't have to score. Luis Enrique, the benefactor, and now Gerardo Martino looking to do the same with the national team.
Find out whoever said that. I'd like you to present them to me so I can slap them in the face.
Back for Otamendi. Gago. Backspin, but just a little too high for Pastore.
Nice ball, flighted in, right intention again, but look at the cover for this Hong Kong side in the midfield. Even when they're not able to get pressing on. In the opening exchanges, 15 minutes in. There's a lovely red-hot crack earlier from Pastore. Wonderful keeping. Brave lad. Spread himself like that in front of Pastore.
Just off the outside of the boot of Chung. 30-year-old veteran over there on the left flank today. Well, the turf is kicking up. It's better than it had been in the rainy season. Last July, during some of the friendlies, Matija Nastasic and Jan Vertonghen, two of the visitors who were injured somewhat seriously. That was more on a mud patch than it was a soccer pitch, though, and today a bit more dry and dusty.
Covering from the red shirts. Argentina going to have to be very pinpoint with their passes to get through this team in the early going. Tata Martino knows that as the game goes on, it'll loosen up, but right now, credit to Kim Pan-Young, Guzmán, really are moving in a nice red mesh, throwing up some good roadblocks for Tata's men. Good energy, of course, that you would expect from the Eastern men. most appreciative crowd as well, drawing gasps every time Pastore's men put their class game together, recognising what good football is, for sure. Man, for me, it's really been wonderful in this game, Bill, is Enzo Pérez. Some of his decisions and quickness at the ball has been really tip-top.
Saw him a bit in the World Cup, more as the water carrier, the jack of all trades. Now moving up that royalty chart a bit. Éver Banega, another player wearing the number 19. You kind of sense if he can find his form again, this Argentine team might be really dangerous. On the turn, Higuaín lays it wide, bobbled by Yap, and now slapped away. The rebound buried. They left it on the doorstep, and Argentina walks through. Banega and company celebrate the first for Argentina.
It's the man that I was talking about, Enzo Pérez, that starts the Albiceleste dominoes falling with a beautiful turn and a pitching piece of skill that sets the movement up, and there's nothing Yap can do about this one as the ball gets triggered by him from Banega. We may not have the opportunity right now to see the genesis of this goal, but believe you me, is Enzo Pérez with that turn there. Beautiful, considerate movement, and Higuaín waiting. And then it comes down, and then it's triggered home on the bounce wonderfully by Éver. Ever present and always reliable with this type of pop and goal. Not the prettiest of hits, but it was directed into that area where he knew there was a vacancy waiting to be occupied, and number one on the board. Beautiful turn again, Phil, from Enzo Pérez. Sometimes you can see when it's going to be that type of player's night. He has been absolutely foot perfect.
Pérez now with Gaitán at Benfica. Kind of difficult to get time on this Albiceleste squad when you're playing behind the likes of Di Maria, but
yeah.
And part of the joy we'll get a chance to see next year, Copa America.
Oh, again.
Beautiful give and go. Roncaglia in the box. Headed up into the air. Wang battling for it. Shu now comes back Lee and wins it briefly. Tucked towards Higuaín and slammed away by Chan.
A lovely little touch pass by the Sunderland man, Vergini.
Little high for Pastore. Coming back to claim it, Gaitán. Banega with the quick touch. Play on, says the ref. Dribbling out Nahuel again. Tapped wide by Zhu, but straight to Argentina.
Tackle by Gago.
Midway point approaching of this first half.
As you say, Phil, really great tune-up games for Tata Martino ahead of Copa America, where they will be favourites, like it or not, to lift the trophy. Now it's going to be on our wonderful channel, beIN Sports exclusively. Looking forward to that in a wonderful country of Chile. There's that absolutely exquisite turn from Enzo Pérez that started the Albicelestes dominoes falling. Beautiful, just cannot handle it, too hot for Yap, spills it, and then Banega capitalizing on it, but he knows where his bread is buttered, and the man with the butter knife is Enzo. Enzo, beautiful.
Little chip over.
Oh, yeah.
Deflects straight to Pastore. Lays it to the top of the 18, cannoned in by Vangioni. On the turn, Pérez. Banega again, but just too much for Roncaglia.
It's the cleanness and quickness of thought and the touch and control of Enzo Pérez in 22 minutes in is not able to be contained sometimes. Wonderful vision after that initial first touch. First touch is everything in football. Control. Of course, if you're Messi, you don't need a first touch.
You will the ball in.
That's right.
Higuaín on the turn. They're laying back a bit. Gets around Agbo. Gaitán again dances at the top of the box.
Another one having a good game.
Higuaín trying to dribble through the defense, lays it off. Again, Banega cut off by Agbo. Putting on a show here in the first half.
Yeah, the crowd loving it.
It's a training lesson, I think, for Hong Kong once they get back and look at the tapes.
Now, they haven't done a bad job, though, Phil, have they? You know, look at the constant pressing and the wonderful shifting of that midfield in front of the back. And you've seen Higuaín having to try a lot of real quick first-time balls. No walk in the park for Argentina here today at all. Again, being forced backwards, and it opens up wide, overlaps on, ignored.
To the edge of the 18, laid off Banega right into the path of Gago, who couldn't quite find the trigger. Tucked inside by Shu Shuai. Back for Wong.
Oh, that's well played. He got out of pressure so well there. Argentina really pressed on hard, and Hong Kong got out of that beautifully, and still turning the all ears on here.
Shu to Lee, back to Kari. The Ghanaian out wide, tries to rip the cross in.
Listen to this crowd here. They loved that. What was as impressive as anything on that wonderful little passage of football from Hong Kong was how Argentina really pressed onto them. And it was a good exercise for Tata's men to really see if they can repossess the ball. But Hong Kong just too quick and too sweet with their passes.
Again, whipped in by Chung, off for a corner. Nope, they're going to say it deflects away. The call does not go their way.
We give credit to this crowd again, recognizing what their men are doing under extreme pressure. Referees had a tremendous game. World Cup referee, of course.
Made a few headlines.
Yes, he did. He did. But don't they all, at some point, be fair to this gentleman wearing the yellow shirt he had today?
Across the midfield stripe. Beautiful touch by Banega. Back to Pastore. Has a go near post and just scrapes it wide.
And there's that PSG wonderful Parisian class from Javier. Sets himself up spectacularly well. Lovely ball out from the back. There's a lovely kiss from Banega. Returns it beautifully to Pastore. One touch to settle it, and then triggers this one home. Lovely movement and understanding between Pastore and the Sevilla man Banega there, and just a couple of feet away from the target.
Here they come again. They laid off Higuaín. Pérez just high.
Andy and Nigel in there pulling on Gonzalo Higuaín, but referee allowing advantage to be played. Sets up a cracker shot. Looked like a little bit of a deflection, but not given. Man of the match for me so far, Enzo.
For me, he might have to share it with Éver, but let's just say that the midfield in good hands. Poked free by Roncaglia, and they'll retreat all the way to Yap. And despite all of the dominance, it's still just a one-goal game.
Yeah. One-way traffic. The Lanús goalkeeper in between the sticks for Argentina. Guzmán being seriously tested. 26-year-old.
Off to the near side. Talked about how Hong Kong celebrating its 100th anniversary of its football association. Argentina just a bit earlier, 1893.
Beautiful dummy over the top.
Out wide, Gaitán falls for Roncaglia. Of course, both of them outposts of the great British Empire, bringing the football with them. Gives you an idea how much it's grown. Laid off. Banega makes the run. Pérez just can't find him. Pastore trying to win it back. Banega does. Higuaín creates, delivers, and tapped above the bar by Yap.
Again, the start of this is Enzo Pérez, and the benefactor at the end is the wonderful Gonzalo Higuaín. But Yap says, I learned from the mistake earlier. Beautiful turn. Take a look after this one gets gifted back. Wonderfully won. Gonzalo drags it back. 2 or 3 drips of honey on it. That's a brilliant save. Jungle cat quick from Yap.
Whipped inside. Yap again with the tap. And he'll send it out to the near side corner.
He gets there. He does his job. He doesn't quite get the full set of knuckles on it to get it away, but he times it to perfection. Lovely exercise. Lovely day. Night of challenges for this man in the Hong Kong goal, and he's living up to it.
Approaching the 30th minute. Gaitán. Edge of the 6. Well defended. Nahuel clearing it, but won back by Argentina quickly. Roncaglia playing deep on those set plays through Gago. Banega with an errant touch. Kari trying to turn upfield, but forced to retreat.
Showed up nice in this game, hasn't he? Kari.
Agbo trying to dribble his way off the goal line.
He's trying to prompt the attack when he wins the ball, which has been pretty often. His ball's been in his vicinity, Kari, but he hasn't had too many outlets to hit up top. Lee working hard, but on a starvation diet of service. The 33-year-old man with the rather blondish tint, wearing number 9.
Gago back with Boca. Even though Boca struggling a bit, a little more confident this year, didn't have the greatest return.
Lovely.
Through ball for Pastore and tackled at the last moment by Lee.
The Pastore, Higuaín, beautiful build-up. Again, slick one-touch passing. Finally opens up Hong Kong, and yet still they're able to shut the last window of opportunity. Gaitán nicely involved as well there.
Driven long. Higuaín the target. Scrambles away from Agbo. Back heel. Banega drives it into the 6. Loose again.
It's a good save from Yap, Phil. That ball wickedly dropping into an area where he's expecting a defender on the front post, but this man here says, where's me cover, lads? This is Argentina we're playing. World Cup finalists. FIFA ranked number 2. We're only a goal down, but I cannot keep blocking all these chances myself. Wonderful from Yap.
Banega out wide. Higuaín trying to team up with Gaitán.
Only 24-year-old, Phil. This man who plays his football for Easton. A great window shopping opportunity for these lads in red. And all said and done, you know, a lot of the world scouts are watching, and there's some that are taking the eye.
Little push wide, but the run had already started. It will go out for a throw-in. Several of them already play in China, which is turning into a rather well-invested league already.
Well, this Hong Kong side are progressing as well. Their federation, they paid 30 million to lure King Leo and the Albi Celesti in this exhibition to celebrate their centenary. So all credit to them.
Just carries too far for Vangioni. Helping to lead River towards the top, hoping for a return to their glory days. Pastore timed it well. Pérez.
Trampling back, wasn't it?
Nahuel again.
Yep. Lad in the twilight of his career, Phil, the 33-year-old Andy Nahuel, and enjoying a good game up against Gonzalo Higuaín, wrapping him up in cellophane a few times.
Banega through Gago. Vergini. Roncaglia. Oh, just couldn't find the shot, so passed wide. Vangioni inside, but too high for Higuaín. Cleared for Banega.
Great ball.
Gaitán lifting it in, hoping for a penalty. None coming. Banega again. Lifts it over the defender. Higuaín, the shot saved by Yap.
On combat, lads, Wang and Lee in that centre defence, right on top of the dagger man for Argentina. Nothing lax about them. Take a look at the cover on the players. Every one of the red shirts right where they should be. That's impressive. And then when the goal gets played in, there's two on top of him, forcing him to whisk the shot into the welcoming hands of the impressive Yap.
Ball down the line again. Pastore spots the run. Just couldn't quite lift it over Chung. Again. Kari just behind Lee. Well read. Gago. Timed by Pérez.
Crowd instantaneously recognizing danger when it comes their way. This is a wonderful bit of football. On Pipita, lovely turn. Get me 3D glasses on for this. Magic.
Bit frustrating with Yap. Had a good contest here, but constantly tested.
Oh, yeah. He loves it, though. Always a situation when you're playing against a massive favourite like this for the goalkeeper to shine and at least keep the score down. That's what this young man has been doing right from the get-go. Yap Hung Fai.
On the turn, Pastore just missed the run of Pérez. Things not quite percolating as brilliantly for Argentina at the moment. Credit to Hong Kong. If they can get to the half still down by just one, it would be an accomplishment. They can send Kari off to the forays, maybe even equalize. Could be a dream come true. Gago to Pérez. Ray, I know you talked about the money that brought Argentina to this Hong Kong stadium. But from Gerardo Martino's perspective, what do you think he's hoping to learn today?
Well, he looks at these players that are very few and far between getting chances in the national team, and as always for a coach, whether it be in the lower divisions of the outer reaches of China, you're looking at your reserves and seeing what have you got in your locker and living up to it. There's been a few players here that we've seen so many times before, but the men at the back for Argentina, Vergini and Vangioni, they're the ones that really have not been tested enough that Tata Martino was liking. Been very comfortable on the ball, and Tata knows what he's got in the likes of Pérez and Gago and Gaitán, Banega. It's the men at the back that I think he would have liked to have seen under a little bit more duress and challenged a little bit more. And the goalkeeper, of course, Guzmán, but it's just not that type of game. Just been one-way traffic completely, but blue shirts having to work to a good tempo.
Gaitán inside and on a hop, no problem for Yap. Little smile on his face. That's the one danger in these matches for Argentina. The longer you let the underdog stay alive, the more likely they'll think they have a bite.
Certainly, but you know, in these opportunities, these situations, often it's the set pieces that are the true equaliser, as you say, Phil. And Hong Kong haven't been in that many advanced positions often enough to draw fouls, so it's been completely dominated by Argentina's class, pedigree and ability. But as you say, game of football, 1-0, not much of a cushion.
5 minutes left of this opening half. Beautiful for Pastore, played square Vangioni, and somehow Higuaín couldn't bury it.
It's absolutely brilliant. Vangioni is the recipient of magic. Take a look. This ball gets fed in to Pastore. Now watch this. Beautiful hesitation through the nutmegs onto the on-running Vangioni. That's absolutely wonderful from the Paris man.
A lot of times you talk about the bells and the mustard, bells and whistles and the mustard, but that time trapping it by design.
Yeah, he
timing the
held the
pass.
ball in the air, didn't he, on his instep beautifully. That is really, it's not contemptuous of Hong Kong either, but Pastore recognising he needed to balance that ball on the top of his foot in order to wait until the run arrived, and he played it through two defenders just sublimely.
Pastore peels away from Nagelein's pressure, laid off Higuaín.
Well
Banega dodges Agbo, back for Higuaín, fights through the challenge. He'll put it in the net, but the whistle had already blown.
Well, these referees saying that Gonzalo pushed onto the player, I believe. This wonderful setup, and the replay will tell. He cannot believe it, and he's learning Italian all right. A lovely run, beautiful ball from Banega, but there's the push and the pull down, and it's a good call from the referee. It's Lee who gets yanked down to the ground right here. Arms around him. There's not much of a tug, but had he been able to keep his arms away from Lee, he might have got the rub of the green. It was a fair call in the penalty box.
Gaitán dragging Chung with him. That one bangs off the arm of the left back. Argentina falling a couple of goals shy from the debutant scorer, Diego Tardelli, a few days ago against Brazil, who will be playing Japan. Check out beINSports.tv for details. More action coming your way a bit later, too. Headed down to the corner, and speaking of action, it's Higuaín. Delayed but not denied. Argentina has a second.
It's about. You get him aggravated by denying him a goal, and you're pouring gasoline on the fire. This is an absolute razor-sharp header that what Yap has got no chance of. It's a brilliant serve into him, and he answers the bugle like Miles Davis with his trumpet. It's absolutely brilliant serve. Look at this header from that angle. Magnificent header. Steers it down on the bounce away. It flashes towards Gonzalo, and in a split second, he responds to Vangioni's wonderful first-class service and steers this ball into the bottom corner. Yap springs, but he cannot grow his fingernails quick enough. 2-0.
So Gonzalo Higuaín with his 23rd goal in just his 45th appearance. Following up Éver Banega, who netted his third. Beautiful little backheel down this near side as Chu just could not outrace Banega. Good ball from Vangioni. That's one situation. Talk about how this team built around the likes of a Di Maria and a Messi, and today with Pastore and Pérez. Gonzalo Higuaín, somewhat a dog of a different color. Two-footed challenge by Lee. Vangioni doesn't seem to be bothered as he leapt in as well. Far side Gaitán.
Well played.
Back to his left. Blasting it in! And Yap couldn't move. Frozen by Gaitán. It's 3-0.
Well, this is an absolute flamethrower. But look at the control as well from Gaitán. It's instantaneous. Magnetizes the ball like a magnet to iron filings. This ball is played in, and this will be a joy to watch, people. Watch this young man's first touch to control and settle. It's not about the power, it's about this control. Beautiful, then the shift of weight, and then that trigger is pure Barrios, Argentina class. That's a wicked hit. But his touch to control it right here. Look, it's perfect. Draws the player in, the defender, one touch to settle it, driving away from goal, turns the corner, power, placement, perfection, Gaitán.
Well, the ex-Boca boy, now with Benfica, netting his first goal of his international career. And Ray, from a goalkeeper's perspective, you got to feel sorry for Yap. Normally, when they cut back like that, they're trying to curl it to the back post, and you can see him leaning.
Yeah. Yeah, good, well stated, Phil. But they take it all into account as well. He's got no chance. It's absolutely power and placement to perfection.
A little bit behind Lee. Ex-Hong Kong Player of the Year drops it back. 1 minute left. 3 minutes ago, it was a respectable score line for Hong Kong, but now Argentina bursting forward, looking for a fourth. Into the run, the little back heel from Pérez trickles into the arms of Yap. 30 seconds left. I was going to say, as far as Higuaín's goal, a lot of times dyed-in-the-wool center forward might starve for service in situations like this. That's why I think Vangioni's cross might be noted by Martino.
Yep, wonderful, superlative strike, Phil. On the run as well from the River Plate man. It was just sublime pass, as is that.
Banega out wide. In for Pérez, who thought it might run through, and that's going to do it for the opening half. Banega opened the scoring midway through, and Higuaín and Gaitán put a couple of cherries on top. It's 3-0 Argentina at the break.
It's a good football game, lovely entertainment. Credit to Hong Kong, big credit, and their lovely goalkeeper Yap. He did his best, like the little Dutch boy with his fingers in the dike everywhere, but he can only subdue that man in the Albi Celeste for so long. They started to open them up, and they did it with class again. Wonderful goals, thrilling this appreciative Hong Kong audience that know when they are seeing true world class on display. They are doing that in many of the Argentina players.
It's 3-0 at the half. Argentina in front. Highlights and more coming your way. Stay with us on beIN Sports.
The acceleration of a new engine, painstakingly engineered without compromise, to be more powerful and miraculously unleash 46 mpg highway, an extravagance reserved for the privileged few. Until now.
Hey Josh, new Jetta?
Yeah.
Introducing Lots of New. The new Volkswagen Jetta TDI Clean Diesel. Isn't it time for German engineering?
I've ever had in my life.
To get your own, go to knockaball.com. Get one, two, even a few. No matter, you have got to try this.
Yeah!
Businesses, camps, churches, and universities have added Knockerball to their lineup. Have you? Grow your revenues, build a league, even boost employee morale with Knockerball. Go to knockkerball.com.
You're watching beIN Sports, the international sports network. Get up to date with the biggest sporting events on the planet every hour, 6 times a day with beIN Sports News.
Good afternoon. Welcome to beIN News. I'm Brittany Arnold.
Soccer transfer news, sporting breaking news updates and information.
Let's talk about some good news.
Keep up to speed with beIN Sports News. Every hour, 6 times a day, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, here on beIN Sports.
Today, a new challenge for Brazil. The 5-time world champion takes on Japan. The Brazil Global Tour is on beIN Sports.
Bit of magic in the air at Hong Kong Stadium. This is a masterpiece celebrating Hong Kong football, but it's on its last legs. Expected to be replaced by the new Kai Tak Stadium in just about 5 years. Holds about 40,000. They're going to turn it into an arena after, well, our arena, highlighting several other key games today, including Japan-Brazil coming up immediately following this. South Korea will take on Costa Rica at noon, and then tonight, a South American tandem on beIN Sports with Chile-Bolivia, and then Colombia taking on Canada, as right now traveling to Harrison, looking to grab a victory. beIN Sports in Espanol, much the same. Japan, Brazil, South Korea, Costa Rica, but it will be Ecuador taking on El Salvador tonight at 7 o'clock, followed by Colombia and Canada. So plenty of action. Check out beInsports.tv for details. African Cup of Nations qualifying taking the stage tomorrow. And we've got the second half coming up. But first, highlights of how we got to this 3-0 scoreline.
Does your garden hose not have strong enough spraying power? Don't want the hassle or expense of a pressure washer? You need the revolutionary Power Blaster Pro. It turns any garden hose into a powerful portable pressure washer instantly. Just attach, turn on the water, and dial up the cleaning power for an instant power washer that cleans like a machine but fits in the palm of your hand. Cleans homes, cars, RVs, and boats. Blast weeds and debris around pavers with ease. As water flows through the Power Blaster Pro, it uses revolutionary hydro-pneumatic technology to pressurize the water, creating an unstoppable blast of cleaning power. Watch. This ordinary spray nozzle on full blast barely gets mold off this stucco, but the Power Blaster on the same hose cleans it off with ease. Reach second-story windows without a ladder. Wash vinyl siding. Clean off dirt and grime from patio furniture in no time. Clean all your power equipment, yard machinery, and tools in a snap. Make fences look new. Power clean wood decks and railings. Remove mold, dirt, and grime off block and stucco. Look, this power washer cleans brake dust right off tires, while the Power Blaster Pro gets the exact same results for a fraction of the cost. Great for power sweeping large surfaces, or turn down the pressure to a gentle mist to water your plants. Don't pay hundreds of dollars for big hassle pressure washers. Order the Power Blaster Pro now for the limited time low price of just $19.95. It comes complete with the ultra durable lightweight wash wand, variable on-off water control valve, and quick connect universal adapter that fits any garden hose. Plus, you get the all-brass high-pressure power cleaning tip and the all-brass fan spray nozzle, all for only $19.95. But wait, order now and we'll include the all-new soap and scrub kit. You can gently scrub dirt and grime off your car without harming your finish. You get it all. The Power Blaster Pro, quick snap universal adapter, 2 all-brass power cleaning tips, and the soap and scrub kit. A huge value for only $19.95. It's everything you need, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Order your Power Blaster Pro now.
You're watching beIN Sports, the international sports network.
Today, in preparation for the upcoming Copa America, the national teams play here on beIN Sports. A rivalry that has no borders. Chile versus Bolivia on beIN Sports.
Three 0 the score line. And Lionel Messi with a fan in the stand, at least one. Might see a few more of those Barcelona and Real Madrid jerseys out there. Take a look at the highlights from this first half.
Well, 12 minutes in, Gonzalo Higuaín sets up a beautiful chance for Pastore with a wonderful bit of skill, true skill, on the run, and then that flick over the two defenders is outrageous from Gonzalo Higuaín. Pastore comes up against a man called Yap, who will be here, there, and everywhere in this game to deny. Wonderful again from the man of the match for me, Enzo Pérez, to set it up. It falls eventually right here to Banega, who triggers it home. maybe, just maybe, Yap might have been able to handle that one a lot cleaner, but he spills it and then it falls wonderfully. You know, the trigger man right here, who's onto it, like jumping jack flash. Banega, lovely again from Pastore, and give and go and get with every bit. And then this one is absolutely bulleted home, just wide of the target. Lovely turn here and touch again from Banega to set up Higuaín with a curler, but just cannot beat the outstretched hand of Yap, who was like a cat on the line there. Wonderful save. Pastore audaciously holds it up in mid-air and sets up a wonderful overlapping run from Vangioni. We'll see him. Look at this for audacious skill. Magic from Vangioni trying to set up Gonzalo, but he'd be back right here. Look at this. Sees his target, picks him out to perfection. What a picture of a header. There's no defending it because the ball into him is absolutely audacious and outrageous. It's fabulous. Picking the bullseye. The bullseye's moving, but it doesn't matter for Vangioni, the River Plate man, picking out Gonzalo, who is Neapolitan with his finish. Again, wonderful. Gaitán this time turns on the style points and draws these gasps and applause of admiration from this wonderful crowd. Lovely control, settles it, squirms away and turns the corner. It's powerful, but look at the placement. Wonderful. 3-0.
Looking into the Hong Kong night, looking ahead towards the second half. What will it hold? Stick around and find out together.
Are you suffering from lower back pain?
Do you wake up with nagging aches and stiffness? Now you can stop suffering and relieve your pain with Chiroback,
the drug-free in-home treatment for back pain.
All it takes is just 10 minutes of soothing treatment from the comfort of your own bed, couch, or floor.
It's like having your own personal chiropractor right in your home.
I use my hands in the office to provide passive motion to the spine of somebody who's experiencing pain. And that passive motion is replicated by the Chiroback.
It's like having this personal chiropractor do the motion that I've been used to when I go to a chiropractor.
If you can lie down to rest, you can get rid of back pain with Chiroback. It's that easy.
All it takes is 10 minutes a day.
Like magic. It opens the whole spine up and you're free again.
The secret is Chiroback's proprietary technology.
A fusion of oscillation therapy and continuous passive motion.
The unique motion gently releases the pressure between the vertebrae, allowing your spine to open up and decompress.
It's amazing how much tension it can release in so short a time. 10 minutes? That's amazing to me.
Chiroback is clinically proven to provide long-lasting relief.
In fact, Chiroback was proven 200% more effective than inversion therapy. It even proved more effective in relieving lower back pain than exercise.
Call now and try Chiroback risk-free for not 30 days, but 60 days with our triple guarantee. If Chiroback does not relieve your back pain, return it and we'll refund the purchase price, refund the shipping charge, and even pay the return postage.
So give Chiroback a try today. Chiroback, relief at last.
Visit trychiro.com now or call 1-800-998-6280 for your risk-free trial. That's 1-800-998-6280. Call now.
Well, we were wondering if he would be out there at some point. Lionel Messi, a little overcome from the smog in Beijing from that match against Brazil. Gerardo Martino said he would wait and see how he is, but the fact he was a bit under the weather. However, likely to see some of those superstars in the second half.
Now, wonderful reception from the crowd for the likes of Angel and Leo. And as we were saying, Phil, the amount of money that they spent to bring Argentina here, you would imagine that these wonderful supporters... There's a Boca Juniors shirt. I knew there'd be a Boca Juniors shirt out there somewhere, Mr. Producer.
Not wearing it, though. You mentioned the stadium. Rebuilt not that long ago.
Yeah,
what was
really.
it, 1994 by
pretty impressive to
Populous,
me.
the ex-HOK.
Yeah.
Based in Kansas City. Of course, they were the ones that helped rebuild Yankee Stadium and Wembley and the like. And the new stadium, though, built on the site of the old airport, expected to go up in a few years. And this will be converted. Part of the reason they wanted to have concerts and the like, but in a residential area. Of course, in Hong Kong, pretty much everything a residential area. As you can see, a few changes.
Looks like Christian Hernan has come in, and for Hong Kong, 36-year-old, and another changing of the goalkeepers here. Not too much for Guzmán to take care of, so Marchesín comes in.
For Guzmán, didn't need to make a save, barely a few touches as the second half gets underway. See a few empty seats. Part of the reason the cheapest ticket was about $65, all the way up to $250. And also security concerns, in case you haven't been reading the headlines, as an early foul against Shu. In case you haven't been reading the headlines with all of the protests, they actually shut the roads down for about a half a mile outside the stadium 45 minutes before game time. So that may be minimizing whatever walk-up effect there could have been. However, the fans that have made the trek enjoying themselves. 1-0 through the first 42 minutes. However, Argentina's class finally bursting just before the break. In for Pérez, who was spectacular in the opening half. Here, the pass just goes awry. Straight to Christian Hernan. Hernan, one of the substitutes in this second half. There you see Godfrey Kerikeri, who marauded down the left wing. Looks to be playing more of a central role here, with Lee substituted. Through the run,
magic
bringing
pass.
it down. Gaitán just can't cut through.
What a
Blocked
ball
by
to
Chung.
find him over this distance. Absolutely brilliant pass. And Gaitán recognizes it. What a wonderful searching ball.
Ball cleared away out wide as Argentina trying to capitalize. Again, Kerikeri giving chase. Vergini, little problem. Otamendi pushing forward. Mentioned his stellar start to Valencia. One of the surprise stories in La Liga. That'll be back in action next week. Trying to drive his way through Nahuel, but dispossessed.
Wonderful slide in from Fernando Gago there, making up for some slack play from Pastore.
Inside and almost into stride. Snapped away, bit of a collision. Might have been the hair catching Gago in the eye. Reaching out to control. But now it falls for Argentina again as Sealy unable to hold on. Chipped in, just a flex, and back to Yap.
Better play from Pastore. Lovely ball again, right out of the back from Marchesín. A beautiful ball from the goalkeeper from Lanús. This man, great feet.
Vergini, not too adventurous here today. Roncaglia harassed by the two Ghanaians, now wearing the Hong Kong colors, and Anand helping to win a throw-in. A few more substitutes loosening up on the sideline. Marcos Rojo looks like maybe Vangioni's day might be done. Lamela the other. Again, Kari. Tripped up by Pérez, winning another free kick for Hong Kong. Quickly started by Zhu. Trying to keep it in Shu de Shuai, but the pass goes awry. Otamendi, Vangioni. Good pressure by Nahuel, but he turns to the inside. Sends it straight back to Hong Kong. Offside. Nahuel going in hard. A little too hard, perhaps.
Well, it's a free ball for him to reach out, but he definitely catches Agustín here as the keeper comes out and spreads himself, and he takes a wicked blow in, looked like his chest.
Agustín Marchesín, the Lanús keeper, and there you can see the referee having a chat.
Played in, lovely touch here. He's in, free. Flag goes up, and he still reaches in and catches the keeper here. He should have been jumping over the top, but he doesn't know the flag's gone up. But still, clumsy tackle by Big Andy. Yellow carded.
Bit of frustration, perhaps feeling that that might be the best chance to start a break. Hits off the post, out for a throw-in. Michaelis in the background with Aguero as Di Maria looks on. I guess you could say under Sabella it was a good run in Brazil, but they want more. And the Copa America just 240 days away from the opening match in Chile. And that's what Martino will be aiming for. Here's Anand. Just got away from him. Roncaglia making sure he doesn't get it back.
That's a rough touch by Anand. Sets himself up nicely. A little touch by the defender and drive to the lane, but touch like an anvil there, Christian Anand.
Throw in going for Hong Kong. Chung inside. Much more advanced Nahuel, normally defensive midfielder, trying to use his body. Banega a little bruised on that collision. Back to Yap. Good outlet, but a little slow to get there. Actually, Marchesín sending it out to the far side. Hong Kong trying to get it back. Pastore fighting for it, and play on, says the referee. Through ball, and now wide open is Gaitán. Out comes Yap, plays it square and into the empty net. Higuaín nets his second thanks to the unselfish play from Nico Gaitán.
Nicolás sets the table and Higuaín feasts. Look at the ball to find this man. The red carpet pass into Higuaín is ABC, but the prior pass to open up Hong Kong is the one that should be loaded right here. Beautiful ball, right into stride. Perfect pass. Is it Banega over that distance, Phil? A wonderful, beautiful seeing pass. We saw Banega earlier hit that imperious ball over the top, and that was an indication of things to come. Again, wonderful awareness, sees his goalkeeper. He could take the chance himself, but he knows where the big vulture's lurking and waiting, and kissed home for number 4.
So Higuaín just 9 minutes into the second half. Back on the board, another collision just outside the area. Nahuel favoring that right ankle. Meanwhile, Enzo Pérez, his left ankle causing problems. Kim, part of a coaching family, his cousin actually in his native Korea with Ulsan. Jorge Patasso, longtime confidant of Gerardo Martino, whispering instructions. Might be the end of the day for Pérez.
Well, it'll be suggestions as much as anything to see how they're going to. Yeah, look at this ball. He sees it one way, fish eyes of wonderful. Banega setting up that tremendous opportunity. No chance for Yap, of course. He's high, dry, and his defence are left in acid by a wonderful splitting ball from Banega. Higuaín, of course, sadly missing on target in the World Cup final, and we'll never forget those opportunities that he and Palacio had to finish the game, but it all went missing. And of course Leonel Messi with a good opportunity to beat Manuel Neuer on that back post, inches away. So Argentina, numerous chances, but none more so than the one presented to Higuaín. And then later on, Palacios couldn't find the net in that World Cup final. Still feel as if Phil Manuel Neuer should have been sent off in that game for the foul against Higuaín, which would have drastically altered the match. Wasn't presented. That was just one of the other sad stories. Not making excuses up. It's the way I saw the game. But Argentina were fabulous in the World Cup, but for the sake of a few inches and missed chances, Germany capitalized.
Although, Ray, the one thing I think you could say, and it's pinned somewhat to the absence of Di Maria, their offense didn't quite show up in the knockout stage, which is really what Gerardo Martino's job is.
Yep.
Gago.
Big missing in operation was Di Maria, unquestionably. Still did enough in terms of creating chances in the final. The goalkeeper was wonderful, of course. Let's not forget the wonderful Sergio Romero, who was a big question mark coming in. There's still another World Cup run in Messi and the Albicelesti, in my opinion. He's still a moderately young side.
With some new generation blood filtered in. Gaitán still just 25. Pastore as well.
Yep.
And even more to come. Pastore pushing it forward. Back through Gago.
I think Higuaín is a veteran, a wizened old veteran. How old's
26.
Gonzalo, 26.
Kissed off the hand, maybe unintentionally, of Pastore. It'll be a restart for Hong Kong as Messi strips off the warm-up, and the buzz starting to build.
Well, the camera's on him, and it's flashed around the stadium on the big screen, and that's what the people have come to see. With all due respect to the wonderful Argentina players, this is the man that they have been longing to see run onto the field with football boots on, not on the television. It's a rare honour, and they are privileged in order to see him. Look at the smiling faces. A young girl in the Barcelona shirt cannot believe her eyes. They're out on stalks, Phil.
Again, a little too fierce from Nahuel trying to win it. Pérez draws the foul as we approach the final half hour.
Javier coming in as well.
Drew some blame in that game against Brazil.
Well, which player did you ever see as a young man, whether in baseball, basketball, hockey, all American sports and stuff? Which player did you want to go and see that your heart was beating like a kid at Christmas?
Ray Hudson.
Hey, I was waiting for that one. Gerd Müller, Teofilo Cubillas, and those living legends in this living legend about to enter. And listen to the applause. Wonderful game from Javier. Started to show a little bit of his old slackness, I thought, in the second half, but played well throughout the first half. And King Leo enters.
Down by 4, and arguably the best player in the world enters the pitch. Meanwhile, the substitute for Hong Kong, Lung Chun Pong, his 40th appearance for the 28-year-old. Another player who calls this stadium his home with South China. So fresh legs in the midfield, and they will need it. Good game in the back, as much as can be said.
What a ball.
For Vergini and company. There's Zabaleta in for Roncaglia. Good return for Roncaglia. Only his second cap, won't be his last. Pérez showing no signs of that ankle knock. Well, I spoke too soon. Over to the near side, Vergini. Zabaleta. And Messi with the roar. Just missing the run of Gaitán, but it's cleared to Banega. Good tackle in the back. That's Jack Seeley, by the way. His dad, Tony, the ex-QPR man, who also moved to Hong Kong, which is how Jack now wearing the national team kit. You don't want to try the tricky plays against Messi. Chung retreats. Squared. Now for Higuaín, looking for his third.
Masterfully read there by Messi. Just stepping in as they tried to pick a passing lane, but Messi read his eyes.
Gago doing a good job in that Mascherano role here today, although not many better in the world than Mascherano, so Gago content with second fiddle. Forgot to pick up the bow. And back to Marchesín, who appears to be okay. Messi still a bit gassed. Again, in case you were unaware, the air pollution in Beijing, the day of the match, they'd lifted it to an orange level, which is basically the second highest, and there was some talk that they might not even play the game against Brazil. Wide and cleared away by the captain, Chan. Decent ball. Gaitán now playing out on that left wing with these changes, allowing Messi the center. Quick restart as Hong Kong still putting the pieces in place. Chipped into the middle and no real pressure, but Nagelijn didn't know that with Higuaín in the area.
Lovely ball dropped into that inviting space by Vangioni again. Wonderful deliverer, isn't he? Really picks out the right area and space. If he cannot pick out the right player specifically.
Messi plays it all the way across back towards Vangioni, lifted back into the area, just a bit shy. Anand playing defense, Karikari as well. Zabaleta said it was a learning experience against Brazil, although he hates to lose to Brazil in any effort. They will get the chance again next summer when it counts for real. Ball for Messi from Banega, rolling it back. Gago on the turn. Higuaín fires the shot with the left that just bounces wide.
Beautiful spin away from his defender. Disappointed not to test the goalkeeper a little bit more with his accuracy, but it's still a lovely turn. Take a look, feels the pressure on, and that's lovely control. Slip away and leaves Big Agbo in his wake right here. So close. Good effort. Nice cover again from Yap, but
two goals for Higuaín, coming late in the first, early in the second. Kwok Kinpong checking in. Help on the defense, the 27-year-old, another South China player, his 30th appearance. Beautiful. Gaitán in for Gago, quickly looking long, spotting the run of Pérez, but couldn't hit it. The center circle, Gago again. Higuaín flips, Messi dances around Kwok, gets it back from Gaitán, and Banega feeding Messi for the fifth.
Stardust coming out of his boots as soon as he gets the ball. The crowd up off of the feet, and then the eyes of this crowd again extended from their heads. Smiles all around. This is what they come to see. Magic, the promise of magic, and the promise of magic is fulfilled. And he ain't nothing like magic to make you go, what? Well, let's take a look. Beautiful from Messi, sees his options, plays the first one in, keeps on running. Tremendous acceleration, draws Yap out and taps him on the head as he kisses it over the top. Magisterial from Messi, typical from Messi.
43rd goal for Argentina.
As if it's a bodily function, scoring goals.
There's 13 behind Bati goal. Quick out comes Yap.
Almost feel the gazes from this crowd. We'll probably never have another chance, most of these people, to see true genius on display of that level. And whoever paid those big prices has got a wonderful memento that'll never fade.
Lionel Messi just a couple of weeks ago passed the 400 goal mark for club and country, and now well on his way to 500.
Hong Kong players will be stripping him down for all the other mementos just to remember this.
Beautiful from Banega, who's had a good game. Messi providing the spark. Gago, Otamendi, Vangioni, Gago again. Banega playing a bit deeper in the second half. Again to Messi, 1v1. Creates himself using his head, literally. Would you want to be out there?
Oh, I wish it was the ball.
70th minute, approaching inside, but just skims over the head of Kwok. Of course, I still remember that legendary goal by George Best. You had the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
Back for Pérez, lifting it towards the corner.
Good save. I think he gets it. Lovely little stab towards his back post. That's unlucky from the wonderful Enzo. Tries the cheeky way through, wins the ball fair and square here, gets a lovely dish back from Gonzalo. Cut to the inside. Good slap away. Lovely touch here from the Napoli man. Back post open.
Try that little chip, and as you said, might have gone in if it weren't for Yap. Gaitán to the middle. Headed across Zabaleta, bounces through. Did it touch anyone? Nope. As Kwok breathes a sigh of relief.
Makes his mind up in a nanosecond. Knows where that target is, and look at this for a save. Wonderful. No bones. Yeah.
Right, something to look forward to. Of course, we just saw Messi against Neymar. Next month, it will be Messi against Ronaldo, as Argentina will be taking on Portugal. Just getting ready for the Copa America. For Hong Kong, meanwhile, East Asian Cup coming up.
Be meeting a few weeks ahead of that as well, won't they?
That's true.
Classico.
October 25th, right here on beIN Sports, as Angel Di Maria will get set to enter. Lam also entering, taking Xu Deshuai's place. Lam Kawai, 29 years of age, out of Kichi. Bit more of a playmaker.
Just the words that the outgoing player gave to Lam there. Get me Messi's shirt. Played.
Higuaín all the way back. Higuaín sending Messi out wide. Anand doubling down. Given back by Higuaín. Messi keeps it in. Plays it square and knocked home. It's 6-0.
This crowd absolutely on their feet in applause and in staggering disbelief of a genius in football boots. Einstein looking down and saying, I wish I was like him. They're getting a full Monty here tonight from a man who knows how to respond. Look at this, two players in front of him, thinks it give, go, get with Gonzalo Higuaín, and then sets the table, threads the needle. Brilliant Messi. Wonderful acceleration. He's already got all the options taken into account, and the pass is as fine as frog's hair. Beautiful. Again, the left foot Stradivarius is entirely trusted. Look at this pass. A theodolite couldn't be more accurate. Superlative Messi.
Final touch for Nico Gaitán. Came into this match without a goal. He leaves with 2 and an assist to boot. And Angel Di Maria on the pitch. Looks like good eye as well. The Mascherano stepping in like for like in that holding spot.
A wonderful contractual fulfillment in all likelihood, Phil, in these world-class stars that is part of the attraction for all the fans coming out, of course, not wanting to see all the reserve players. Well, it's a great response from Argentina, not wrapping their Galacticos in cotton wool, sending them out, and fair dues to Hong Kong. They've played a wonderful, clean game, competitive game, and they have shown flashes that their football is decidedly growing.
Lifted in as now for Hong Kong, the quest would be to avoid the shutout. Kwok just a little advanced. Half a stride. Nishimura getting his back underway. Roberto Pereira, the other player who has checked in. Pereira looking very good against Brazil in the first half. Just moved from River to Juve. Still just 23 years of age, part of that next generation we were talking about earlier.
I think Tata Martino will be tempted to actually pull Messi off about this point. He's done his damage. You got your show.
Beautiful from Di Maria in for Higuaín. Here comes Argentina again with the final quarter hour approaching. Di Maria will have to settle for the corner. Well, doesn't quite make up for the stumble against Brazil, but not many coaches are judged by friendlies. Beautiful run. Di Maria looks back, sends it across, deflected. They'll head to the flag again. Trying to lunge at it, Otamendi, to get on the score sheet. Something he's only done once in his career. Good ball out for Anand, and he's got some pace.
Stretched on one-on-ones on here.
Second man is Kari. Oh, he tried to left foot it over Marchesín, but he sends it over the crossbar as well.
Set up beautifully, isn't it? Anand streaks away after this wonderful Hong Kong counter-attack, and sadly Lam isn't able to finish it off. They're stretched out like spandex on Miami Beach, and he goes right at them, and it's a lovely ball into stride. He's got the goalkeeper at his mercy. He's got to finish that, and this would have been a lovely present.
Maybe a little bounce, but
good ball, isn't it? Wonderful pass.
Godfrey Garicari is going to be thinking about that for a long time. Might just be a friendly, but to score against Argentina. Centennial match stands 6-0. Don't forget, Brazil-Japan coming up immediately following. Working our way through a busy day all the way to Colombia, Canada tonight. Ray, as you'd mentioned, not that far removed from the Clásico. Check out beINsports.tv for details. Nahuel sending it back again out for Garicari, and on looking to pounce. Chance for Banega. And just bounces away from Vangioni. You have to feel sorry for Yap. He did almost everything perfectly. But a well-measured ball from Messi. and it's 6-0. Di Maria in the box. Mascherano, Messi. Banega thought the run might be able to continue. Good defense. Although Banega thinking of what might have been. Back in La Liga with Sevilla after a brief stint back in Argentina. One of the reasons Sevilla challenging. Of course, Carlos Bacca, another couple goals in his last game. He'll be out tonight against Canada. Pereira, Mascherano, over to Higuaín. Does good to keep it alive.
Got out of tight area there. He was corralled.
Into the area looking for Nagelline. And there, Zabaleta. Pereira pulls away from the pressure.
Ball.
Played square all the way, well, almost all the way to Messi. But Kwak sends it out.
Kwak just getting there to kick it away anywhere, as long as it's out of Higuaín's intended target's compass, which was Messi, of course, so that's infinite.
Juan Yi Lo, the next substitute. Stepping in for Huang. Player of the year in Hong Kong last year was Huang. Looked good today in the first half and kind of overrun in the second. Messi dragging the planets with him. Di Maria, Messi, Banega, Messi, Higuaín, Messi, Higuaín.
Oh, virtuoso stuff from Messi, and this crowd drawing gasp after gasp after gasp with every time Messi touched it, because every time he did touch it there, people, the options just opened up. Spectacular, special. Singing it in true 3D in real life must be something else.
Headed into the path. Banega collides. Does not appear to be injured. Quickly out wide. Sealy. Hard hit as Karikari sent to the turf. Low getting some touches. 30-year-old making his 40th appearance. Back to Lam, now pushed forward. Good flick by Sealy and lifted into the path, almost finding Nagelline, battling Marchesín. Down he goes. And good hands by the Lanús man.
Nagelline again, right in amongst the action, never going to back down, and certainly catches Mascherano. Still feeling it a bit. Oh, excuse me, Zabaleta. $20,230 in attendance here today, celebrating the centenary of the Football Association. Well, I think Argentina's fee might have just gone up by a good few million. This is the type of performance they can put on for events like this, and bring in all of the stars who just radiate their brilliance.
Coming back from an offside. I guess the one thing that's kind of still left, as opposed to just Hong Kong being able to score, is if there is a penalty in this match. Of course, you mentioned Messi missing a penalty that might have turned around the Brazil match. Well, the Hong Kong goalkeeper Yap throwing a gauntlet down. Nice from Anand, but Vergini in the way. Yap said that he guaranteed, I said he was very confident he could stop a penalty from Messi.
Bet you blizzard he couldn't.
Quickly out. See if we can find one of those in these next 6 minutes. Higuaín, Messi off the thigh, help in the middle if he needs it. Messi weaves his way through, and he just tucks it into the corner like a baby in bed. 7-0 Argentina.
He needs help like a fish needs a bicycle. Does it the Messi way, the magic way, the witching way. Takes it into control, and then he's got 5 defenders to beat. He emasculates them, leaves them in tatters, runs square, and says to his teammates, I see you, I really don't need you. Magic from the magic man, the artful dodger, driving past. Look at them, they corral him like a set of alligators, and he weaves his way out. This man could brave any defense and still find a way through. There's 5 in front of him, plus the goalkeeper. Any angle you look at. Sublime in the extreme. Extravagant talent on display in the highest order. You think it's easy? The cynics will say it's just Hong Kong. There's 5 defenders to beat, plus the keeper. You think that's easy? Now, I don't know what you're talking about. Magic.
Pereira sending Zabaleta off, plays it into the middle just behind Higuaín.
How many goals has Messi scored now?
2. Not bad for a half hour's work. 20 minutes, in fact. Ball trickles across, so a trio of braces, Higuaín, Gaitán, and Messi, with Banega scoring the first.
Yeah, but he hasn't scored a penalty. Take a look at this. The control gets away from him. Probably hesitated just enough, knowing that that's when he can draw the entire team around him and then finish it off. His teammates are looking at him saying, no, 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 yes.
Just missing the head of Nahuel again. Just looking back, Argentina putting 6 on the board against Serbia back in 2006. Just got a hair to it. Final 3 minutes. Haven't put 7 on the board since 1963, when they actually had 8 against the U.S. in the Pan American Games. Well, it might not be a complete band-aid for Brazil, but it shows some regeneration. Mentioned again, they have that match against Portugal coming up in November, which will be a good sign heading into the Christmas break. Outside of the boot from Di Maria, yet to get on the board. Still time though. Messi and the roar building. What do you do for an encore? Di Maria almost. Maybe he'll get a second chance. Blasted in. Zabaleta across and headed away by Kwak.
Tremendous ball from Mascherano to find his beautifully streaking target. Zabaleta tries to pull it back for Éver Banega for another tap in. Wonderful searching passes from Argentina as the batteries get worn down.
Back for Messi, off for Banega. Messi just behind Vergini, playing center forward like a center back. And out for Zabaleta. Mascherano with precision off the chest. Di Maria. Di Maria got past the first.
It's not that easy, is it? When you look at a great international class player, world class player like Di Maria with two players in front of him, it's not as easy as it always Messi makes it look like
now
this.
For Messi.
Brilliant.
Messi.
Genius.
Messi slapped away by Yap at the last desperate moment.
Well, we've been singing the praises of Yap all game long, and I'm damning him here because he just denied another astonishing piece of virtuoso football from the Pulga.
And it's almost as though Messi said, Angel, see, that's how you do it. Into added time.
There no, there's only one.
Second effort, back heel Di Maria. Banega forward, but a little too far afield. Well, in friendlies, this one probably ticking all the boxes. Looks so easy in slow motion. Like anyone could do it.
Fans running onto the field, just wanting a sniff of his cologne.
Might be worth it.
Oh, that's priceless.
Came with a pen included.
Absolutely
Prepared.
Priceless. The referee booked the young lad. Magnificent. I mean, there's words that can be describing his brilliance, but how do you put that into a frame? Young lad coming on. Leo, please sign me shirt. I'm at work, but I'll sign it anyway for you, kid. And get out of here before the cops get you. Oh, look at his face, he's beaming.
Might be spending a few hours in jail. He doesn't mind.
And he didn't even say thank you.
Messi putting his signature on another move here. Wide for Higuaín. Dragging Anan with him. Still no sign officially of how much time will be added. The little fan fest might add a minute or two, which might give us another chance here. Kari protecting. Sealy dispossessed through for Di Maria. Chips it across and cleared off the line by Agbo.
Well, they put him on a pantheon at Old Trafford. Comparisons to the great late George Best, even in some quarters my old teammate. But you can only imagine if Messi was at Old Trafford what they would think of him.
As far as Di Maria, you figure if he sticks around they might be naming a stand after him. Still early days though, but showing signs of a return to glory.
Yep.
Out wide from Higuaín. Banega stops and starts and tiptoes through the blades. Messi trying to catch up. Flag stays down. I think the assistant wants to see what's going to happen. Plays it square. Higuaín, but he drives it high.
And the right card out of the right hand of Messi for Gonzalo.
And that will do it.
Turned it out into a cakewalk. Everybody very happy and delighted. Thunderous applause for Argentina. The wonderful Albiceleste put on a spectacular pyrotechnics football show. And the biggest bottle rocket was that man. A sparkling performance. Everybody wants his shirts. Everybody wants his socks. And everybody came, saw, and bowed down to Messi magic.
Argentina conquers by a 7-0 scoreline. Hong Kong coming in confident after a win over Singapore. Argentina is not Singapore.
Banega started it, and this was a start of a big white snowball heading down a snowy hill. Higuaín would follow it up. A wonderful shot from Gaitán. Here, there, and everywhere. Goalkeeper Yap done his damnedest, but this one punished home. Lovely pass here from the wide man. Vangioni setting up Gonzalo with a lovely slicing header. It is directed impeccably, immaculately. Again, Banega sets the table for one of my man of the matches, Pérez, who is absolutely superlative here. The control is instant, draws the defender, ole! And then banjos it home. Banega again sets the table. Lovely little kiss ball from Gaitán again for Pipita. Lovely ball this, right into stride. Sees the square man running, could have finished it off himself, but red carpet pass and Gonzalo doesn't miss. The Messi magic show would be coming on and the gasps would signify that something wicked was coming Yap's way. He was on the field less than 2 minutes and hitting the genius electric switch as easy as falling off a log for Messi. Fires through the players and then wonderful exquisite touch. This for me was audacious and outrageous all at the same time. He's got no way through, but he finds a way through. As I've said timeless times, Messi doesn't look for passing lanes, he invents them. Players in front of him corralled around, nobody to hit until Messi finds him. The imperious majesty again would be on display as he pulls to the left, pulls to the right, attracts 5 defenders and the goalkeeper to beat, and poor Yap says, give me a break. Magnificent.
Gerardo Martino fulfilled his goal. All of the players he brought on this Asian trip played, all of them to some level of genius. But Einstein level for Lionel Messi. A breakfast with brilliance. We hope you enjoyed it. Hong Kong 0, Argentina 7. A bit of a mixed bag on the entire tour, but Gerardo Martino's career as Argentina boss back on track. For Ray Hudson, I'm Phil Shane. Hope you enjoyed it.
You are watching beIN Sports, the international sports network.
Today, Colombia and its all-star team confronts Canada in the Red Bull Arena. On beIN Sports.
If you have beIN Sports, you can access for beIN Sports Connect. It's so easy. Go to beinsportsconnect.tv. Sign in. Click on your existing cable provider's icon. Enter your login information and select your sporting event. Wherever you are, watch your favorite team live through our overflow channels. On your computer, tablet, smartphone, or streaming it full HD to your TV. Enjoy La Liga, Serie A, Ligue 1, SBK Superbike, and much, much more live. Watch everything online with beIN Sports Connect. They are the first and final word in all things English football.
Is he leaving Italy, do you think, with regrets?
Two of the most connected men in the game.
It's vitally important you don't react. If the referee gives a wrong decision, don't react.
And they aren't shy of offering an opinion or two. The Keys and Gray Show. Two men who know the game better than most.
It'll be exciting.
Friday on beIN Sports.
This Friday in the Ligue 1. Can the champions find victory this time? Lens versus Paris Saint-Germain on beIN Sports. Tomorrow, all the action of the Africa qualifiers continues. Starting with Cameroon versus Sierra Leone. Later, Ivory Coast versus Democratic Republic of Congo. And then, Ghana versus Guinea. Africa Cup of Nations 2015, only on beIN Sports.